Okay, so this is Japan, turn one. They're going to spend 8 IPCs on 2 artillery. They're going to spend 6 IPCs. They get a 1 IPC discount because of their technology on a transport ship, 6 IPCs on a tank, and 6 IPCs on 2 infantry. They will be declaring a series of attacks. So let's have a look at where they're going. It's all in China, so we'll have a look at those attacks. So they're coming into Shahar with 2 infantry, 1 mech, 1 artillery, and 1 fighter from Manchuria. And all this stuff's from Johor. They're coming into Anhui with 2 TAC bombers and a mech from Manchuria and 2 infantry from Shantung, plus the fighter from whatever this is, Kwang Si or Kwang Si. Okay, other stuff that's being attacked. Okay, over here, 2 infantry, 1 mech, 1 artillery are coming into Kwang Si. The fighter is coming into Kwang Si. This fighter is coming into Kwang Si. And what else? And then the rest of the stuff I think is going to Kwang Si. And here's what's coming. So from the home islands, they're going to load up 1 tank, 1 artillery, 1 infantry. And they're going to move to here, pick up this guy, and then move down to C-Zone, C-Zone 36. Down here, and land in Kwang Si. In addition, what's coming with them is 1 artillery from Manchuria, which is going to pick up the dude from Hainan down here and land, along with some offshore shots. We're going to bring this destroyer, this cruiser, this cruiser and battleship, that cruiser, and that cruiser and battleship, along with an infantry from the Carolines and an infantry from Palau. In addition, lastly, I think, the 2 infantry from Japan are going to hop on this transport, and they're going to go to Kwang Si because I think they can't reach Kwang Si and land safely. So I think I've mapped out all the attacks correctly, so we'll just start rolling some dice. There's 4 attacks in total. Okay, for the attack on Shahar, the Japanese are coming in with 2 infantry, a mechanized infantry supported by an artillery, and a fighter, which will have 2 movements left in its fuel gauge. The Chinese are defending with 1 infantry, so that's 2 1s, 2 2s, and a 3. And I got a hit with 1 of the infantry. So the Chinese get to defend and miss. So Japan takes the territory with no casualties. Okay, in the battle for Anhui, the Japanese are coming in with 2 infantry and a mech at 1, a fighter at 3, an unsupported tactical bomber at 3, and a supported tactical bomber at 4. 2 hits, they only needed 1, so territory is taken. Let's see if the Chinese can mount a defense. They cannot. So territory taken, no Japanese casualties. Okay, the battle for Kwang Si. The Japanese are coming in with 2 unsupported infantry, a mechanized infantry supported by an artillery, a tank, and 2 fighters. 1 hit. Disappointing. 1 hit. So 1 and 1. 4 hits. Where was that last roll? And defense. Miss. So Japan takes the territory with 1 casualty. Okay, battle for Kwang Si. This is a major amphibious assault. The Ikoku Maru is bringing in 2 infantry. The Awata Maru is bringing in an infantry and a tank. And the Hokoku Maru and the Asaka Maru are each bringing in an infantry and an artillery. In addition, there are offshore shots from the Tone, the Chikuma, the Takao, the Haguro, which are all cruisers, and then the 2 battleships, Yamashiro and Nagato. All right, again, in our game, battleships and cruisers are first strike. So 4 3s and 2 4s, and more than enough hits. So the Chinese forces do not get any defense. So battle over, no Japanese casualties. Okay, non-combat. Basically, all the planes involved are going to be landing in Kwang Si. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did not include in one of the battles, and I should have. There was a an airborne, 2 airborne units, so I just landed them there now. They were supposed to be part of the combat, but they didn't get rolled. So, okay. So other stuff that's happening. These boats, and this boat will all end up in Sea Zone 36. The carrier in the Carolines in Sea Zone 33 is going to come to Sea Zone 6, the home islands. And the fighter is going to go onto this carrier. The fighter and the TAC bomber are going to go onto the carrier that's coming. And the remaining TAC bomber will land in Manchuria, along with all of the stuff from Korea is going to move over to Manchuria. So that should be it. Let me tidy up the board and we'll come back with placement and money. Okay, so the factory in Kwang Si is going to produce an artillery, an infantry, and a tank, whereas the Home Island factory is going to produce an artillery, an infantry, and a transport ship. Okay, money. Basically, they're going to get all of this from China. So we're going to go Shahar 1, Anhui 2, Kwang Si 3, Kwang Si 4. So if we look at the income tracker, Japan goes up from 26 to 30, and China goes down from 14 to 10. So in terms of the income situation, they have 30 IPCs, plus they get an extra 10 IPCs for not being at war with the United States, not attacking French Indochina, and not declaring war versus the UK in the Anzac. So that's 40 IPCs for next turn. And as we mentioned, we're not going to do the disposition of forces around the board anymore because, again, I don't have another opponent. So, okay, so I think the U.S. is up next. The U.S. and China are up next.